Morning, guys. Thought I'd drop on this morning just for a little ramble. Excuse me. Getting ready for work. Smoking some My Mixture 965 in the Dr. Grabo Big Pipe. You know, heard a lot of negative reviews about some of their rustication and everything. This one is pretty nice. I like it a lot. It's a nice big pipe. Very good for Englishes, in my opinion. And this is what I've been testing most of the Englishes in. This and the Country Gentleman over there. The Country Gentleman is a very good pipe for just about anything. But I wanted to drop on this morning to tell you guys thank you. Fastly approaching 100 subscribers at this point. I had 95 yesterday, I have 92 this morning. It's okay. Maybe some people have some strong opinions about cobs. It's all right, though. When I first started doing this, I thought maybe I'd get like 20. But, you know, it's been very, very fun, guys. So thank y'all for subscribing. And there's more to come. I'm going to take it a little bit slower here with the reviews. I'm finding a lot of good things in all these blends, and I just want to make sure that I give everything its fair chance. But I will tell you this. There are a couple that I will name today because whatever. We'll get into the reviews later that I will stock up on, and My Mixture 965 is one of them. It's like home. Tastes like home. That's the only thing I can say. I've been sitting out here this morning and just doing a lot of thinking. A lot of thinking about my family and God and just all the things we've been through here this month. Thinking about how I could show my appreciation to you guys. I'm going to do a demonstration on how do I do that char in the cob, the shank of the cob, with a cob that I'm going to give away. It is this here, Riverboat Gambler, right? And there'll be some other things that I'm gonna give away. I'm gonna figure out how we'll do that here soon, just to give you guys a little thank you. The other ones, I don't think it's a much of a surprise if you've been watching the channel that I will stock up on, is this one right here, Maltese Falcon. This has this is really good. Whereas this one tastes like home. Right, this one has that old friend factor, right? That old friend factor. Some of these blends have, where when you smoke it, you feel like it's been there all the time. This one has like what I would call like a wow factor. That is very good, but just like, you know, you don't want to drink a heavy lager all the time, right? But you do want it occasionally, right? I think that's where Maltese Falcon falls in for me. It's got a good, I don't know, I think Spurgeon Piper said it the best. It was like a creosote tarry. I guess what he said. Maybe that was Bradley. You guys, y'all start running together in my head when I start trying to think about what other people have said about things. So I try not to use other people's analogies, try to use my own, but sometimes y'all just say it way better than I can. Where'd my lighter go? There it is. No, I used a Bic. Just feeling real thankful this morning, guys. things are about to slow down a little bit more, hopefully, because God knows I've been to every Halloween carnival in Louisiana the last couple of weeks. And my kids have had a very good Halloween. Me and my wife have had a very good Halloween season. It's been very fun. Went to some plantations, or a plantation here recently. In Louisiana, there's a plant, or at least in the area of Louisiana I live in, there's a plantation on every corner. And a lot of them have like fall festivals and stuff like that. So we recently went to the Audubon State Historic Site. It was Oakley Plantation, and they had a nice little Halloween to get together with kids. Kids had one at their school. We had, where did we go the other one? Oh, they're all blending together at this point. There's a lot of candy in my house right now. God knows I don't need to be eating it. This thing about Latakia, man, when it's in a blend, you got to do a lot of relights if you start talking, but who cares? But yeah, I want to give away that Riverboat Gambler to you guys here pretty soon. I'll figure out how I'm going to do it. It won't be too complicated. I did want to give a shout out this morning. I noticed the other day, I figured this dude had a lot of subscribers. And I don't want to get his channel name wrong, but I believe his name is JB Afternoon Piper. If you guys haven't watched any of his stuff, he's only got like 50 subscribers at this point. I don't know why, because the dude's stories are awesome. And he's pretty funny. He gives very good reviews. If you haven't watched any of his stuff yet, pop over his channel. I'll try to leave something down in the description below. He's a very good presenter. And he's getting the hang of all of his editing and all that stuff, which all of us know is the real big headache of doing these videos is the editing. So he does very good though. But all you guys have been commenting on my stuff down below. Appreciate it, you know. Try to give you guys a comment every time I see somebody post something, even if it's just, hey, you know, good job, whatever. Because I know it makes it more visible for other people, you know, pops up more when they start searching stuff because it's more popular. And I appreciate y'all doing it for me too. Got a busy work week because unfortunately I had to take off Monday for a funeral. My great aunt passed away, who was like a grandmother to me, you know. She cared for me when I was a kid. We were at her house so much that we had sippy cups that stayed there, you know, that kind of person. She was a great lady. And I say lady because that's what she was. She wasn't afraid of nothing. You know, when my grandpa would tell me back when they were kids that she'd go squirrel hunting with them, you know. She wasn't afraid of nothing, you know. She loved outside and all that stuff. And she made sure that everyone was taken care of all the time. She never had any biological children of her own, but for 30 or more years, a woman drove a minivan, you know, to make sure she had room for all of us, take care of us. And we, you know, me and my brothers, we grew up in a non-traditional kind of style house. We call each other brothers, but we're really cousins. All of us are cousins. Kind of like Bo and Luke Duke. Grew up in my grandpa's house. And it takes a village to raise children. And my aunt and my uncle passed away 4 or 5 years ago, and my aunt started sliding down with dementia after that because she had nobody to take care of, you know, in her mind. But she, you know, she was in her 80s, and Jesus called her home, and I'm glad for it because it's where she needs to be. It's where we all need to be, right? When my wife was becoming Catholic 2 or 3 years ago, no, 2 or 3 years ago, God, it's been longer than that, about 7 years ago, we went through RCIA and all that stuff. I, as a child, went through RCIC, which is If you're not familiar with it, that's how you become Catholic. It's a little like high-speed catechism thing that you go through. And in there, they talked about the old Baltimore Catechism, which is long. Oops, the alarm is going off. Let me fix that. Stop it. All right, there you go. The Baltimore Catechism, which had posed everything in question and answer form, and one of the questions in there was, "What's the meaning to life?" Right? And the answer in there was to get to heaven and bring as many people as you can with you. I can say without a doubt that my aunt did. She did her dangdest to do it. So, very grateful for her. I'm trying to do the same, Part of the things that I do in my life is I took on about 10 years ago, right when I was in college. Took on teaching catechism at my own church. If you ever think that you're smart, go ahead and try to teach kids, and they'll quickly show you how dumb you really are, especially when it comes to matters of faith, because they can ask some really hard questions, and it makes you, that's part of the reason why I do it, because it makes me have to do things for my own faith. Anyway, it's time to get to work, right? In many ways, I tell, I'm in a business of talking to people about hard situations, and a lot of times people come to me and they ask me, when somebody dies, like, what do I do? What am I supposed to do? And the one thing that I consistently tell them is, number one, Superman is not coming, right? So-and-so is gone, right? There's no Superman coming to save you. I think we're getting down to the end of the bowl. There's no Superman coming to save you. So it's time for you to be Superman. At the end of John, I believe it is, Peter and the apostles, that's after Christ had resurrected, they got hungry. Peter got hungry and said, let's go fishing. That's what their previous job was, as fishermen. And they're out on the lake and they see somebody on the shore. Peter looks real close, or maybe it's John, I can't remember who, and someone identifies him as Christ. Well, Peter, excited, jumps off the boat, swims to shore. Christ has him a lunch prepared, a grilled fish, and they're sitting around eating and talking, and every once in a while, Christ looks over to Peter consistently. He goes, Peter, do you love me? Yeah, well, Jesus, I love you. And he keeps going on and on. And finally, Peter goes, Christ, I love you, right? And every time Christ responds with, feed my sheep or tend my flock or something of that nature. What he's telling Peter, at least in my understanding, is you're out here fishing. Get to work. He made them fishers of men. My aunt's gone, right? Maybe your loved one is gone. Whatever void you feel that they left, it's your area to work on now. I had to do the eulogy for my aunt's funeral, which was hard. And my aunt was famous for her Christmas cookies. And I'm not just talking like a couple. Like, she would give us this platter. Every family got a platter of Christmas cookies, enough to last you a couple months. It was ridiculous how much she would make you. And I told everybody, it's time for you to make Christmas cookies. you know. Let's get to work, y'all. Happy Wednesday.